just a little bit too loud in my ear. Oh, hi! It's me, Ink. I'm back again. I'm streaming. For better or for worse. Yeah, it's late at night, and I'm awake. It's still loud in my earphones. Come on. Alright, that's doable. Great. I can hear myself talk. I can hear the game. Good combo. Hi, I'm Ink, also known as Miss Ink Noir, and I'm streaming again. It is 1:55 in the morning, where I am, in the Eastern Time Zone of the United States. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Well, I had me a little ER visit on Thursday night. Nothing too dramatic. There was a symptom that was kind of new, and I was like, I don't know what this is. And I live alone, so if I had something going on and my condition suddenly worsened, there would literally be no one to know, you know? So, and it was the middle of the night also, so I went to the ER, and because it wasn't a critical case, I ended up waiting for a long time. And I remember multiple critical cases came in the ER that night too. I remember hearing them announced in the overhead speakers. And yeah, they did an ultrasound, they checked it out, and they were like, okay, good news is it's not, what you would be concerned about. And I was like, oh, okay, good. But it completely screwed up my sleep schedule, and I'm just kind of a mess, to be honest. Just kind of a mess. I went to bed at about 8 p.m. last night. Slept for a solid 4.5 hours. Woke up around 12:30 in the morning, and I was just like, damn. I tried to sleep for about 25 minutes or so, and it just wasn't happening. And I got up, I had a snack, I watched some YouTube. Sarah Z has a new video about Crime Scene Kitchen, which was cool because I like Joel McHale. I'm a big Community fan, the sitcom Community. It's created by Rick and Morty co-creator Dan Harmon. And it's pretty great, and Joel McHale is a major part of it. So I saw the ads, the promotional stuff for Crime Scene Kitchen when they were making their big push for it earlier this year. And I was like, oh, Joel's getting work. Good. I'm glad, But it's not really... I don't do a lot of reality show stuff, so I was like, okay. And, yeah, but Sarah Z does this really helpful thing where she does video breakdowns of stuff that, I'm kind of curious about, but, I'm not interested enough to actually watch. So I finished watching that. That was good. And then I was sitting here during the credits of her video, and I was like, I want to play more Mega Man 2. I don't know if you caught my last 2 streams, but I just played through this game and beat it. I've played it before, but not recently. I didn't do any research before playing it last week, and it felt pretty good that I just played through and beat it, And then I thought, Well, then what happened was I did some research on the difference between normal and difficult. And then I felt a little less great about my victory over the game because pretty much all the serious players of Mega Man 2 don't consider normal difficulty to be a thing at all. Oops. So I thought, you know, like, what would happen if I just kind of played through and actually, like, practiced the game and got better at it, right? So we're just kind of doing that. I am actually now doing research and reading about, like, what weapons to use on various bosses and things. So I am looking into that now. You pretty much always do Metal Man first, unless, I don't know, you're doing some kind of weird sequence for some reason. Big differences between normal and difficult settings. If I remember correctly, if I read it, if I understood what I read adequately, it's basically like bosses have twice as much health, and the bog standard enemies don't drop as many, like, good health and weapons energy, the big ones. They don't tend to drop those, they only drop the little tiny ones. So quite a bit more difficult, I would say. Oops, oops, oops. Oh good, thank you. Oh no. And, you know, I want to be able to play it at that level. Oh shit, that was, not good spacing on my jumps. Oops. Alright, you know, we're not necessarily playing well today because we're learning stuff. And that's fine. Damn. Alright, here we are. Metal Man. So, other than that, I've been watching Red Dwarf lately. Which is a BBC science fiction satire show. Oh right, we got him! Nice. Nice fight. It started in the 80s, and it ran for like 6 seasons straight. Maybe 5. 5 or 6 seasons it ran straight. Which is, if you know much about, like, BBC television, that's... You either have these, like, soap opera-y drama shows that have tons and tons of episodes that never stop running, basically. Or, you have these, like, little, extremely short little series that last, like, 6 episodes or something. You know? Sometimes, like, a little more, like 10 or so. So, and a lot of them, they don't last, you know, a lot of them will just get, like, 1 season, and that'll be it, you know? So for this, like, comedy show, to get 5 seasons straight unabated is pretty remarkable. I have watched it through before. Oh, and I wanted to say also, like, it came back, like, 3 years later, and got some more seasons. And then, like, it had another, like, hiatus of a couple years or something. And then it was back again. It's this perennial, like, favorite on British television, basically. I've watched through it before. I actually started watching it shortly after a breakup that was pretty difficult. And the tone of the initial episodes, like, really appealed and was very relatable, actually, which is, it's got a very existential kind of nihilistic kind of tone to it. And that just helped me. That helped me a lot at the time, and I really appreciated that. The tone kind of gets a bit lost as the seasons progress. And it just kind of becomes like joke fest. Which, you know, that has its place, for sure. I will have to say that a lot of the humor in, like, seasons 3 through 8 or so really don't do it for me. And generally, like, especially, like, seasons 5, 6, 7, 8, around that area, like, a lot of not so great stuff happening. Alright, it's Koyalia. Hi! Koyalia says, was having a hard time getting the stream to load. Problem on my end. What show are we talking about? Oh, Red Dwarf, the long-running BBC science fiction satire series. Thanks for asking. Thanks for joining the stream. I hope you're having a great day or night, whatever it happens to be where you are. I still like the show. I appreciate, like, the production design, and I get kind of attached to the characters, even though they kind of annoy me too, you know? Like, as a trans woman, there's a lot of stuff in there that I can't really connect to. There's a lot of, like, just kind of like masculinity stuff going on, and frankly, it gets... They do some, like, questionable homophobic kind of humor as well. You know, if you looked at it, especially if you are a queer person, and you look at it and you say, well, I feel like the butt of the joke is homophobia or homophobic persons, like, I wouldn't tell you you're wrong, but for me, it doesn't adequately, how do I want to put this? It doesn't really adequately make that kind of clear. And it feels homophobic to me at times, honestly. And I don't like that, but I practice dialectical behavioralism, and so I'm not just going to completely cancel a show, I am a bit of a ContraPoints stan, so the whole, like, overwhelming kind of, like, intolerance response is not really where I'm at. Though I understand when people find things intolerable. I've been there. You know, I've done a lot of work to cope with that kind of stuff better. And I try to help people do that as well. Anyways, other than that, sometimes it's just not very funny. Sometimes it's just kind of lame or just gross and stuff. But it does give me some pretty genuine laughs, and I enjoy it and everything. Alright, none of this. None of this whatsoever. Alright. Here we go. But I've been rewatching it, and I do enjoy it. There's some good episodes for sure. Yeah. Red Dwarf, I give kind of a mild recommendation on, you know? It is a bit of a British sci-fi nerd culture kind of staple, so getting into that kind of shows you what that's all about. So if you haven't met me before, I'll introduce myself a little bit here. I am Miss Inke Noir. I am a hypnotist and something of kind of an unlicensed BDSM therapist. And I am pretty mindful of the fact that I'm not certified. So I tend to err on the side of caution, because the first rule is do no harm, right? Yeah. And that goes for care providing as well as the occult. Oh, cool. Thanks, Koyalia. But I've learned a lot in my time in clinical settings, clinical psychological settings. And I always just want to share that around, you know? I've always been... I consider myself a highly empathetic person. It's difficult for me to not feel the pain and suffering of other people. So that's, pretty motivating. For better or worse, that's something that I had to kind of learn to adapt to and stuff. Because... oh nice, they despawned. Got the despawn, yeah. Because if that kind of thing is overwhelming, it can lead to dysfunctional behavior. If it starts to feel like so urgent, like, oh my god, I have to help this person, I need to make this person's pain stop. Trust me when I say that can result in some bad behavior, some harmful stuff. People pick up on that kind of energy. People feel that. Oh my god, you're impossible, I hate you. There. Get wrecked. Gosh, I hate those air tornado patterns. Is that what it's being called? I should look at what the fucking weapon's called. Get equipped with air shooter. Air shooter, folks! We're shooting air. Good stuff. So right, I'm a hypnotist. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/MissInkNoir. My first 2 hypnosis files are available. First file is sort of an introductory piece into my approach to BDSM and kind of helps people to get to know me a little bit. The second file is my approach to inclusive, non-toxic feminization, which is a very important thing to me as a trans woman and somebody who is a supporter of the non-binary community and everything. I just want to open up those possibilities for people, give them a little experience that if they don't completely enjoy, at least it's a learning experience. And try to, enable people to feel like they are in charge of their presentation, that they can choose how that all goes. And those are available for free on my Patreon. You do not have to be a subscriber at all. I've got some bonus material for people who are subscribers, kind of behind the scenes type stuff. And eventually, when there's a sort of how do I want to put this? Keep in mind I'm sleep deprived right now. It is 2:15 a.m. where I am. Yeah, when I sort of meet a threshold of the level of support that I'm getting, then I will probably start doing some improv files for subscribers to enjoy. Because I like the idea of that. Oh, hi. What's a good weapon to use against you? Probably just the pea shooter, right? Yeah, that's fine. And if you're enjoying my Twitch stream, give me a follow on Twitch. You can also subscribe on my YouTube channel, where I archive all the VOD of my streams. Yeah, figures. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Well, that was actually kind of nice of them to put those platforms there. And I apologize if my voice is a little bit off today. All the sleep deprivation and stuff has made it hard to do voice training the last couple days. And like yesterday, I just hung out with friends of mine online most of the day to just kind of just vibe and take it easy, Oh, hey, it's Jack VK! Thank you, sweetie! It's great to see you again. Jack VK is a very, very good folk. Super, super awesome person. We are blessed with the Jack VK presence. Right, so patreon.com/MissInkNoir. I got Twitch, obviously, YouTube, Twitter. There's 2 Twitter accounts. I've got the, Not Safe for Work Twitter account at @MissInkNoir, and Safe for Work is InkNoirSFW. I try to keep my posting on the NSFW channel to a minimum because I want it to be useful for people to put it on, to press the bell icon to get notifications whenever I post there. So I retweet people occasionally there, but I try not to do it any more than I am doing my own original posts. And sometimes I do microfiction on there. There's a couple of those that work pretty good. And I reblog my bestie Curlian because Curlian's amazing. I can't believe how incredible her comic is becoming. So yeah, I don't know if I've talked about Magical Stoner Karen on this stream before, but Magical Stoner Karen is a comic that's created by my bestie, Curlian Light. And, I mean, I've known her for over a decade. She's always been a great artist. But seeing the way her vision and her... How do I put this? Like, there's like a consistency to the vision that's really coming in right now that is really blowing my mind. Her art is amazing. More amazing than ever right now. Magical Stoner Karen is a dramatic, interesting kind of... Right now it's kind of slice of life-y a little bit, but that's just for now. It's gonna be some other things in the future. I would say, you know, I mean, I would say it's pretty obvious that it's growing into more. It deals with, you know, the occult and hypnosis, obviously drug use. Literally, the premise behind it is, you know, what if there was a magical girl and what gave her powers was like marijuana and stuff, right? Although it might have evolved since that original idea. I'm sure it's still kind of a factor. It is, yeah, it's highly serial. My girl is not working in the best circumstances, much like myself. So I think right now she's doing like between 5 and 8 pages a month. Damn it. But they're absolutely worth it. And that stuff has been in early access to her patrons on Subscribestar. Which she has to use Subscribestar because, like, Patreon will literally not allow her kind of content. Oh, thanks, Koyalia. It's okay. I'm just practicing. I don't... If you want to see me get upset about how badly I'm playing, watch the last 2 VODs on my YouTube. I was a little tense that time. Oh, you know what I just realized? I have fucking Crash Bomb. I don't need to put up with this shit. Yeah, get wrecked. Alright. Crash Bomb is live! It's pretty amazing. It really wrecks things very thoroughly. Actually, I might actually try to farm this guy for some weapons energy if I can. There it is. Alright, I don't know if that's really working out since I have to use the leaf shield. Anyways, yeah, I have to recommend Magical Stoner Karen. It's been paywalled as like an early release thing on Subscribestar, but she is gearing up to release it onto HypnoHub. I think one person responded to her poll. Out of 16 people that responded, 15 were very positive, wanted to see it on HypnoHub, but one person said that they would unfollow because HypnoHub has Loli and Shota, and it's like, okay, and that is, you know, understandable. But again, like, she's already on Subscribestar, so it's kind of like, well, what's your point, you know? All the other things are ruled out. Like, she can't be on any of these other sites and stuff. Oh, maybe DeviantArt? That's... I'm not sure about that, even, to be honest. Oh, hey, we made it! Nice. I think Bubble LED, yeah, Bubble LED for Heatman. So the comic is going to become available for free. The pages that are currently extant. And I highly recommend it. You can follow her at @CurlyandL on Twitter. I'm pretty sure. I think that's it. And she's on my Discord server. I got a Discord server too. Really chill. We've had some wonderful new people coming in the last like month or two, and a lot of really cool people have come in the last few days. Yes, yeah, she's right on in there. Yeah, she's great. Very special gal. And a very good girl. Yeah. So if I didn't mention this yet, my thing is kink in a big way. I'm really, really into kink and stuff. And I understand I'm on Twitch, so I'm not going to be obscene or anything. But we can, in fact, talk about these things in, I think, somewhat clinical ways. Or educational ways. Like, think of the YouTube series Sexplanations. Is that the one I like? God, I hope I'm not... Yeah, because Lacey Green did another show with a somewhat similar name. And, God, she went to the right wing, like, in a big way. So... You know, forget about her, basically. I mean, I hope that she gets out of that abusive relationship. It's clearly an abusive relationship. Because that's what happens with fascists. And the alt-right and all that kind of stuff. So, Sexplanations, though. Great stuff. Has been an invaluable resource to me, both personally and professionally. And I consider it kind of, you know, an example of how one can talk about these things clinically. If not in a safe for work manner, then at least in a non-obscene manner, in a manner that is appropriate for public formats like YouTube and Twitch. So, on the topic of BDSM, I finally watched the film Exit to Eden from 1994, starring Dan Aykroyd and, of all people, Rosie O'Donnell. I knew of this film somewhat by... Okay, that's one way to fuck that up. Nice one, Inke. Oh well. That's fine. I think I was just... You know, I like to watch old movie trailers. So, I, just kind of ended up, like, I just want to charge up. Take it. Alright. So, you know, I like to watch old movie trailers on YouTube and stuff, and I happened to see this movie trailer. I don't know if I was, like, looking through Dan Aykroyd's, like, filmography or how the hell this happened. But I heard about this movie where Dan Aykroyd and Rosie O'Donnell play Los Angeles police detectives. And they are hunting for a diamond smuggling ring. Okay? We all on board here so far? I don't want to spoil too much of it, but like, they find out that there's a witness who has photographs of the mysterious and hard-to-track leader of this diamond smuggling ring. But he is at a week-long retreat at a BDSM resort called Eden, where he has signed on to be a submissive and serve the whims and interests of paying guests who take a dominant role. So, sounds like a recipe for disaster in terms of like healthy representation. And granted, it's 1994. I don't think the RAC acronym even existed at that time. I could be mistaken. I talked about this with another friend. We actually watched the movie together, me and a regular on my Discord server, Set, which, by the way, if you know you're digging the vibe, let me know and I'll hook you up with an invite. You can come check out the Discord server. Set and I talked about the movie after we watched it, and they also thought, like, yeah, RAC was not really in use at that time. So, okay. Yes, there was a lot of... There's a fair amount of protocol in the film. Although it's not as rigid because it's not ultimately what it's really about. And I mean that in a good way. So... And if anybody who's watching doesn't know what RAC is, it stands for Risk Aware Consensual Kink, which is a more inclusive practice modality than SSC, which has been standard for decades. SSC stands for Safe, Sane, and Consensual, which is a good model in many ways, but some people have understandably raised some objections to, like, first of all, the use of the word sane in it, because sanity is somewhat relative, and the whole, like, concept of sanity has kind of been used against various peoples historically and stuff, I would say. Oh, I got that last time. I need to practice that. And secondly, the term safe also is contested because, like, well, what does that mean? Like, is anything in the world, like, fully safe? Is that a good kind of, like, precedent? Is that the word I want? Keep in mind I'm sleep deprived. Nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah, baby! Get out of here. Nice. Woo! Doing good. Doing good. Oh god, that was close. Okay. So, given that, you know, it's 1994, etc., I was actually pretty impressed with this movie in terms of, like, its depictions of humans involved in BDSM. Really impressed. Actually. And, yeah, I would say that, like, as just, like, purely in terms of, like, a film and all, that It does have some weaknesses. The plot is not super elegantly executed, I think is how I would want to put it. Nope. Can't hit him with that. Nope. Nope. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. So, you know, if you're going because you want to see like a great movie, it's not really going to deliver in those like pure like film fundamentals. But honestly, like, ultimately, it's got like romance and comedy and some like, I can't really call it a thriller. There's like a crime story element to it. And I really, honestly, the romance got to me a bit. I was kind of feeling that. And I did laugh genuinely with it a few times with the comedy. Some of the jokes didn't really work for me, but I just found it to be kind of a comfy flick. It didn't really offend me very much or anything. There's some implied lesbianism, which for 1994 is pretty fucking great. Makes me happy as a lesbian. Yeah. I thought it was actually kind of a decent movie. I don't know if I would even call it good, but I liked it. And I have absolutely no doubt that I'm going to be watching it again before long as just kind of a comfy, chill out, not think about stuff too much kind of a space. Which is good because a lot of the movies I watch tend to be excessively heavy. You know, I'm like an adaptation, Waking Life, 2001: A Space Odyssey, kind of a Apocalypse Now gal. And sometimes you just want to be a bimbo. And there's nothing wrong with that. We support bimbos here. I'm not just a bimbofication manager, I'm a member. There we go, got it. Nice. So yeah, Exit to Eden, 1994, you know? It made me giggle. It got me a little excited a couple times. There was a couple of like, oh my god moments, you know? The somewhat young, so like they have this one person in the cast who's supposed to be like the young attractive lead. He's not really that young, and he's like, he's attractive, but he's not like drop dead gorgeous or anything. He's the photographer. He gets involved with the head mistress who runs the whole resort, and he's not a very good sub. He's new to everything, and so she takes him personally to be trained. And at one point, she has him like get on all fours so she can sit on him. And she like grabs him by the hair and pulls his head back, and I just get a little flustered, to be honest. Jack V. Gay says, I think you'll like the follow-up comment I put on Patreon, LOL. There's a good bit of bimbofication that works with the concept. Yeah, actually, that's gonna happen. I mean, anybody who knows me very much is gonna know that my take on bimbofication is more or less inevitable in my in my file project. You know, the file creation sequence that's going to be happening. I am pretty upset that one of the most popular, most well-produced bimbofication series is as, frankly, abusive, toxic, and harmful as it is. We're not going to name names. We don't need to name that series. People who know exactly what I'm talking about. And anybody who doesn't know it and is curious, let me make the following analogy. If I told you a lion's den was dangerous and that it would harm you, but I wouldn't tell you anything more about it, would you walk over to the lion's den without training and protective equipment? I really hope not. And I honestly do equate this thing with that. Very much so. This is very much a lion's den kind of situation. Because, you know, they know what they're doing. It's well produced. The techniques are effective, but they want to hurt people. They want to do very bad and unacceptable, harmful things to people. How do I put this? It's the standards that bother me more than anything. There's this kind of like, you have to be exactly this perfect to be acceptable kind of a tone to everything. And a lot of people, this stuff has gotten under their skin, and the net result has been people being really like mentally devastated by their inability to live up to certain standards that are being set to them. And that's not okay with me. That is, it's a bit supervillainous in a not sexy, not cool, unconsensual way. And I don't appreciate it. So I want to do what I can to kind of counteract that. So yes, I 100% am going to be doing my version of bimbofication to help people enjoy what is good about it. That won't harm anybody. Got you! Nice, we did it. Oh, bubble lead for this boss. Okay, cool. So yeah, again, if you're enjoying the stream, please give me a follow here on Twitch. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I'm streaming. Please like, share the videos. Tell friends of yours who you think will enjoy, you know? No need to keep it a secret. I wonder if I can, you know, I'm gonna try for it. Yeah! Nailed it! Get that E-tank, baby. I don't know where I got 2 lives from. I don't think I've had a game over once. Nice. Got a 3rd life. Fantastic. Any other things that need charging? Right. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at MissInkNoir for NSFW fun. And at InkNoirSFW for, politics and geeky stuff and, little pieces of my life. You get to see a little bit more of the whole ink package. And, is it even possible to get a 5th E-Tank? I don't know. It won't show, but maybe it is there. Maybe it is. And if you want to support my hypnosis project, it's patreon.com/missinkednoir. There's 2 files available right now for everybody for free. Koyalia says, I appreciate your take on it, and I agree. It shouldn't be about setting a standard of beauty. It should be more about setting a direction for growth. Fantastic. Yeah. And honestly, I've talked with a lot of people who are interested in bimbofication, and while the beautification stuff is an element, most people I talk to, what they seem actually interested in is being able to slow down their thoughts and not be overwhelmed by an overactive mind all the time, which... Oh, I just ate one of those E-Tanks without meaning to. Okay, well, we learned you're not capable of holding more than 4. That's good. We can maybe remember that. Yeah, more than anything, most people want to just relax and have a good time for a change. And I very much want that for people. That is very, very good for your mental and emotional well-being. I can't make that. Can't make that. We're working this out. We're gonna get it. Okay, yeah. Alright. Yes! Nailed it. I think pretty much all you can do here is use this. You literally can't do anything except use the entire pack of it, which kind of sucks. But that's okay. Yeah! Oh, we're at the end of the stage anyway, so it's fine. Alright, serious time. Shit. Nice! Nailed it! Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good time. Thanks for joining the stream. It's wicked fun. I tell you, I've been a gamer my whole life. I'm a second-generation nerd. My dad was into science fiction, fantasy. He was involved in a computer-related profession. I'll just put it that way to kind of keep it simple. Yeah, I do definitely want that. If I can. Thank you. So I've literally had video games my entire life, for better or worse. You know, make of that what you will. And when I remember being little and playing video games by myself and like wishing that other people could be around somehow, you know? To hang out, enjoy. You know, it's not necessarily that like I'm the greatest player ever or anything, but you know, I'm okay. And that's good enough. I think so. Are you? No, of course not. Okay. Here it is. There you are. Yep. So it's just really, really cool that this is a thing. Now, I was kind of an early adopter on the internet. I think I was on in like 1994, which, of course, some people were on earlier than that, naturally. But, you know, given that I was a fairly young teenager at the time, you know, that's pretty cool. It happened, like, virtually simultaneously with my sexual awakening as a young teenager. I will say, in all honesty, I've always had kind of a sexual dimension to myself. I don't know if that's normal or abnormal. I know, like, Freud had certain opinions about that, but a lot of people have opinions about Freud. You know, I don't need to have a definitive answer on any of that stuff. Oh, shit. You know, I nailed this the first time I did this a couple days ago. Now it's killed me twice. I'm gonna lose all my E-tanks to this nonsense. Nice drop. Good drop. Right down. You just go. I'm gonna try, well, yeah, I'm gonna try just going and see what happens. Yeah, you can just go. You don't need to wait for those stupid fish. But that probably had an impact on me. You know, I remember discovering, like, kink chat areas of, like, Usenet and various forums and things like that. I was in an adult chat room called Bianca's Smut Shack, where, of course, I was I presented myself as female almost instinctively, and presented myself as a lesbian pretty much instinctively. So what do we want here? Quick boomerang. Okay. Here we go. Thanks, Koyalia. Yeah, quite a few Fs there. Okay. Nailed it. Perfect. Like a glove. Shit, I forget why I went on that tangent. Bimbo hours here in Ink Stream, girls. Yeah, big time. Alright. Yeah, let's get some of this. And, I don't know, let's get some of this. Sure. Oh, I remember the stage now. Now, at some point, I'm going to grind on this stage to learn all the little intricacies of it, but not today. What do we say to the god of Mega Man? Not today. Damn it! Come on, Ink. Jeez. There we go. But I don't feel like... I don't know, I don't feel like that today. I want to practice the rest of the game. I've got all these E-tanks. I've got 4 damn E-tanks. That's pretty nice. You know what? I'm almost wondering. Yeah, eat shit. We just do that. Get fucked. Nailed it. Like, for instance, this. These look like either collapsing platforms or like platforms that suddenly slide out and dump you onto those spikes. Or maybe they're just like fake blocks like some of these other things. I do not want to mess with them today. Another day, we'll learn those. Oh, this is our favorite part of the level. Yeah, here we go. I remember this part. I realize now that I've got like 3 dangling threads of conversation that I have forgotten, for which I apologize. I played a lot of Mega Man in my life, but I haven't played this Mega Man a whole lot. So, here we are. Now there's an enemy limit on these screens. They only can have like 3 of these things on screen at any given time. So if you wait to kill them, fewer of them will spawn in less inconvenient ways. Cool. Does anybody know what the hell I was talking about a minute ago? I completely forgot. Post in chat if you remember what the hell Inke was talking about. Refresh my memory. Help me out. Be little good girls, good boys, and good NBs. I got sidetracked and forgot, says Jack VK. Like, valid. Don't worry about it, sweetie. I need flash. Yeah, I definitely need the flash. So let's work on getting some flash ammo. Oh, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Or, alternately, feel free to ask me any questions or anything that you would like to hear me talk about. That's totally cool too. Alright, so the secret to this boss is to just expect to die, actually. You actually gotta expect to die. Oh my god. I'm getting wicked bad flicker. So, oh shit, that's not good. The first time you fight him, you don't really play to win. You play to do some damage, basically. Shit. Damn, that's not good. Okay, I got it. That's good. Alright, finish me off. Come on. Now that I've cleared these blocks out of the way, they will be gone when I respawn. Koyalia says, LOL, big bimbo energy tonight. Sweetheart, it's big bimbo energy every night with Inke. Jack VK asks, what are some other fetishes you think the hypno community over-exaggerates or misrepresents? That's a really interesting question. The hypno community. So, kind of related to the bimbofication and feminization. I don't know how common this is anymore. You gotta remember, I'm kind of old school. I'm a little still stuck in, like, the 2010s. But we had a big problem with a lot of content that was like the forced gay, forced bi stuff. Actually, that is still a problem. And I know because I check Pornhub and HypnoTube usually once or twice a week to see what's going on, to kind of keep my finger a bit on the pulse. And I look for like new hypnosis stuff. Obviously HypnoTube is like all that stuff. But on like Pornhub and what else? Like, I don't know, YouPorn, I want to say RedTube, XNXX. I go through and I look for, you know, brainwashing and hypno videos and stuff. And yeah, the forced bi and forced gay stuff, it's there, and it's kind of an ongoing thing because of where a lot of hypno content sort of came from and like started up on the internet, which was kind of coming from the phone sex world. And the way that phone sex works is high price points. You know, it's so a higher barrier to entry, and it's kind of like shutting out a lot of demographics that don't tend to have as much money. So who tends to have money? White, cis, hetero, closeted, aggressive dudes. What do they want to do in kink scenarios? They want to be submissive. They want to, you know, have an excuse to not have to be in control and stuff. And what are white, cis, hetero dudes like? Well, there's a lot of misogyny there. And a lot of toxic ideas about what it means to be women, what it means to be men. And so they view women as kind of constitutionally submissive. You see this in like a lot of Jordan Peterson type bullshit. For instance, we all know how popular that fuckhead is. So, you know, you got a lot of these white cishet dudes who are programmed with this kind of imperative that they have to be men, and to be men means to be in control, to be aggressive and dominant, quote-unquote alpha, etc. And they can't not be that and be men, so their puny little minds compensate for this, try to find a way out, an escape hatch, and say, ah, I will be like woman. And then I don't have to be in control, and I can relax, and all those other fun words that I'm not going to use right now, because I don't want to get too excited here on Twitch. So, we have a huge conflation with bimbofication and feminization in general, with this like forced bi, forced gay stuff. And when you get into the meat of the rhetoric behind it, it's so patently misogynist. Which is so weird, because the conceit of it is we take a man and we make him be like a woman, right? But like, when you get more into that, like what's happening there is the man is being lowered. The man is being made inferior through this. And then there's this next layer of like, okay, now your purpose as a lowly beta sissy whatever is to serve, and imagine as many quotation marks around this term as you possibly can, real men, right? God, it's so bad. Really, really toxic stuff. I don't know if that really touches on your question, Jack VK, but this is a big one for me as well. It's not a priority to me because cishet men are not a priority to me, but what is a priority to me is undoing the damage that it does to trans people and queer women, lesbian women, and otherwise queer women. And now, the walls are gone! We took care of that. Now we can just destroy, which is good, because we're here to destroy. Koyalia says, same. Big move to all of that. Thank you. Here on Inkstream, we default to referring to people with like feminine terms. I'll say, "Hey girls, what's up?" or "How about that, girls?" And like people who are in chat, who if I don't know where they're coming from, I'll be like, "True, sis." And if anybody has a problem with that, I apologize. If you speak up, I'll do my best to remember. But you know, that's my policy because so many other places default to like mask terms, which kind of sucks. And I don't know, it's just fun to me. I think that also because a lot of like mask spaces default to using those like feminine appellations as an insult. You know, you see in like a lot of like military dramas, you know, the abusive boot camp sergeant, what do they call them? Drill sergeant, you know, being like, hustle up, girls, or whatever the fuck they'll be like. I hate them. Koyalia M, girl, hell yeah! Girl power! Awesome. Awesome, I love it. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Airman. Come on. Nailed it. Nailed it. And one of my ideas behind kind of just like casually using feminine appellations is to kind of de-stigmatize. And just make it okay to do that. Because I think it's awesome to be a girl. I think it's awesome to be a woman. I think it's wonderfully glorious to be femme. I'm over here about to do a riff on a Monty Python song about having a penis and just turn it into how great it is to be a girl. That's actually what's happening now. Bubble Man, Metal Blade. That's what's actually about to happen. Jack VK says, Demi Boy, but I guess close enough. Yeah, who is this? Quickman? Time Stopper. And then I think we used the heat gun on him. And I find that a lot of people enjoy being called girl in the right context anyway. A lot of my feminization stuff is based around that idea. Presently, all of my feminization stuff refers to the listener as good girl. That won't necessarily always be the case, but again, frankly, I'm deprioritizing, you know, cis men, and now, theoretically, of course, and they are super valid, there may be some trans men and trans masks who want to kind of come back and explore some femininity now that they have like transitioned and done the man thing, and that would be super valid. Something I was talking about with my bestie, actually, I was talking with Curlian about this yesterday, is, you know, I really want to stress to people that, you know, once you start making a change in a direction, you don't have to be permanently, you know, continuing to change in that direction. If, you get what I mean. Once you step foot in a direction. It doesn't have to be like that permanently. Oh, come on. Oh, I don't have enough charge. Okay, that's fine. What do I want to do? I got all these E-tanks. I will use them. That's not gonna do it. You know, so like, once you start doing a feminization program, that's not like who you are forever necessarily. You are a living being. You are a force of dynamism inherently in this world. And I think that's beautiful. Nailed it! Koyalia says impermanence is the nature of all things. Nice. Koyalia, wait a minute. Is that Zelfie? You gotta forgive me. I'm a bimbo. I think Koyalia is Zelfie's Twitch name. Because, like, I know Zelfie, and Zelfie's the one that busts out the Sanskrit and the Buddhist stuff, right? Yes, nailed it. That's my friend. That's my friend. Zelfie's awesome. And it's great to have you here, Zelfie. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, you cannot quite just zip past that one. That did a lot of damage too. They really do not F around. But I've got E-tanks. I just need to remember to use them. Alright, serious time. This is the final form, final boss. Right? Yep. Nope. Nice. Okay. Alright, that's the time. Nice. Nice. If I get the 2-hit on him on the one cycle, that's really fat. That's really, really tight. Nice, nice, nice. Here we go. Yeah, we just beat Mega Man 2 in like an hour and 15 minutes. Damn, that's awesome. That's so nice. I like that a lot. That's really cool. That's really, I mean, granted, it's normal difficulty. I do want to, like, get into the difficult setting. But, it's becoming like a game that I can just throw on and do a run of. Which, honestly, is kind of sexy to me. Like, it just feels kind of hot. I'm really a fan. Koyalia's like, Pog strats! Yeah, drop your poggers, fam. I especially like that Pog snake. Or it's like a lizard or something. It's just like totally poggers. Right. So yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, remember to follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, like and share videos, hit the bell icon so you know when I'm streaming and dropping videos and stuff. Follow me on Twitter at MissInkNoir for NSFW content, my original creations in hypnosis and kinky stories and things. And at InkNoirSFW for my left-wing politics and geeky stuff, little thoughts about movies, little comments about my life, things like that. Patreon.com/MissInkNoir to listen to my hypnosis files and support my project and stuff if you want to do that, if you can. And yeah, if you dig the vibe, you want to check out my Discord community, send me a message on Twitch or Twitter or Patreon, maybe. I think I can do DMs on Patreon. I haven't done it much. And I'll drop you an invite code. You can come take a look. It is a high security server. People who join, when they first come in, all they can see is the server info, the behavioral guidelines, and a channel called Access Requests, where you can let moderators know that you've familiarized yourself adequately with our guidelines and information, and you would like to apply for access. And you know, it's not that difficult. It just weeds out, you know, the really negative folk, basically. And then at that point, you, if you pass the access request, you become a newbie. Newbies have access to safe for work channels on my server, of which there are many, like topic-based stuff. We have magic and occult, science, movies, books. Some of my favorite channels are pretty media, cute media, style and fashion. Those are my little happy places that I can go and look at the nice things. Of course, we have a general lounge where people just chat. We've got a cuddle room for consensual cuddling. And posting gains XP, and when you reach level 10, you can apply for membership. And if you pass that, you get access to the not safe for work areas. Some members only rooms like emotional support, venting, member selfie rooms, things like that. It's great. I'm a huge fan of the community. Honestly, I'm a little blown away. It's a huge blessing to have the people that I have in the server. It gives me peace of mind because there are so many good people there that I know and have a good level of trust with, that I feel like I don't have to be hyper vigilant about what's going on in the server necessarily. You know, if there's a newer person who kind of misbehaves or something like that, I know people will address it in a healthy way and will contact me and stuff. Zelfie says, Cuddle Room is my fave. Love the rest too, but cuddly, fuzzy vibes are best vibes. It's really special when you have people that you can just like totally sink into a cuddle space with. Just kind of let down some of the walls of the AT field, so to say, and soften. It's a bit trancy. There's some similar things going on there. The softening of muscles and tendons. The softening of senses. I'm going to start hypnotizing people if I don't stop. I'm sorry. Okay, if you started getting under on that, you can wake up. Just come back up. My power is overloading. That was cool. My thumb took a bit of a beating. I'm getting a callus. I need to look into some good like anti-callusing hand creams for sure if I'm going to be a gamer girl. And also try to have pretty nails and pretty hands. I like to be very expressive with my hands, so you know, that would be really good, basically. How about we throw some music on? Let me see if I can find some music. Yeah. Sorry, the system might lag a little bit while it's loading. I like to use Winamp for this. And we'll throw some music on. And just chill a bit and talk, maybe. So yeah, something something gamer girl, something something I'm really pretty, etc., etc. Facts for whatever. Whatever. 15 step. Any Radiohead fans? I'm a really big Radiohead fan. Big time. Why am I not? Oh, because my speakers are so damn low. Right, so that needs to be a little bit less. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Can we transition here? Nice. Oh shit, what the hell is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, my useful tags screen. Okay, what I can do is I can... What the hell is that? Oh, right. So... There it is. We'll just do that. Koyalia Zelfis has been getting to know them lately. Cool! Any particular albums or songs that you've been listening to or that have been standing out to you? I've been a Radiohead fan since shortly before their 5th album, Amnesiac, came out. I heard a lot of good buzz about their 4th album, Kid A. At the time, I was about 20 or so at that time, and going through a lot of shit. And I heard some things that really piqued my interest, and I got a copy of Kid A. And my impression of Radiohead before that was Creep. I thought that I was getting something that sounded like Creep, and anybody who knows Creep and knows Kid A can probably imagine what my reaction was starting that album and hearing everything in its right place. I was just kind of confused, which is not a bad thing. It's important to be confused sometimes. And I got like halfway through the 3rd track, the national anthem, maybe to the end of it. I think it was either like halfway or so. And I just went like, okay. I paused the album and I just kind of cleared my mind. I used a little like auto-hypnosis mind clearing thing sort of instinctively without really knowing very much about that academically. I had impressions of mind clearing from, watching movies like The Karate Kid 1 and 2 and things like that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has some good meditation scenes in it. The original 1990 live action film. Big fan of that. And then I said to myself, clearly I have come into this album with some misconceptions. Some preconceived notions that were not accurate. So I cleared my mind, and I said, alright, I've got this album. I'm gonna listen to it for what it is. I'm gonna be here for this thing being what it is, and see what happens. I started it over from the beginning, I pressed play, and I fell in love. That's how I got into Radiohead. And even though they don't exactly like gel with my bimbo vibes that I've been cultivating over the last few years, more so, a little bit before that, but they're still important. They're a really important modern band. Their stuff very much relates to a lot of this, late stage capitalism, nightmare world, kind of situation. And it's important to have things like that we can relate to. Absolutely. I forget what I was talking about. I made a Radiohead reference to 15 Step. Yeah, I forgot. Selfie says, love how descriptive that was. Can tell it was really an experience. Very relatable. Aww. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I've often been told I have rather remarkable recall of the things that I do recall. I've spent a lot of time in my life trying to make sense of my life. You know, being a trans person, of course, I think introspection tends to come perhaps a little more readily than it might for cisgender people, especially cis-het straight people. In our culture, it's important to note this is contextual to our culture, particularly in the 80s when I was very young. And also, you know, being born into a highly dysfunctional, harmful, you know, home environment. I think trying to make sense of all that was also a big part of it. So I've done a lot of introspection. I mean, our whole society has a lot of harmful stuff, abusive stuff going on in it, and trying to make sense of that. And so I've done a lot of diary keeping and reflecting on my diary that I've written. So maybe that has had an impact on it. Anything else anybody particularly would like to talk about? We had a good question earlier. Can I scroll up? No. Oh wait, here it is. Yeah, a while back Jack VK asked, what are some other fetishes I think the hypno community over-exaggerates or misrepresents? I think the next one after the forced gay, forced bi thing, the next one I would get into is maybe chastity. I think chastity is, again, it's one of those things that is often presented in excessively rigid kinds of ways. Like, there are whole kink communities completely revolving around mandatory chastity. And the tone is like, this is necessary, this is expected, this is a requirement. And that kind of thing is a recipe for damage and harm. But also I think that there may be, this is a bit of conspiracy theorizing, a little bit of speculating, but it's possible that some of those messages are intentionally signal boosted by alt-right and crypto-fascist elements in the online social sphere. Because some people understand that what happens when people have long-term sexual denial is they tend to get irritable, they tend to be less rational, they tend to be less compassionate, they tend to be less inclined. And the thing is, I, for a while, was kind of a hardliner on being anti-chastity. And now, I'm taking a position that's a little more appropriate to my spiritual and philosophical position, which is what's called maybe logic, or the dialectical behavioralism. Where I'm like, you know what, maybe it is right for some people. Maybe long-term chastity genuinely works for some people, for whatever reason. I'm not going to tell people definitively that something is bad for them without, I mean, first of all, I'm not accredited, you know, I'm not a clinical professional, and if I'm not examining somebody in that context, that wouldn't be really appropriate. So I just tell people, you know, check in with yourself. You know, really examine your needs and ask yourself periodically if you're imposing a set of dogmatic kind of expectations on yourself out of like a fear of inadequacy, or a fear of rejection, or a fear of not belonging, a fear of like not being good enough. Because there's all kind of reasons why that kind of stuff happens, especially connected to a kink like chastity. You know, we have a lot of harmful messages in our culture about what female sexuality is or should be, and some of this is in occultism, a lot of occultic circles that have kind of crypto-fascist vibes. Gee thanks, Evola. I wish you to see the light of the error of your fucking ways. God damn it. But, you know, this idea that women are receptive, are flowers that are meant to be sought after by the bee stings of men, and are not supposed to seek their own sexual pleasure, but like, derive it from being... I can't find a more delicate word than this right now. I would say used, either just as a sexual outlet or specifically for breeding. There's a lot of those little memes floating around in our culture, and I think that in some cases people in the chastity fetish scene have internalized that stuff, whether they realize it or not. And I mean, I'm not going to kink shame. I've got some weird kinks, let me tell you what. Some questionable kinks that are not good, you know, outside of a fantasy or otherwise limited context. But just, you know, check in with yourself. That's what I say. Generally, I recommend people to have an orgasm once or twice a week at least. But, you know, that's just a general thing. I think it's good for a lot of people, but maybe not for everyone. Jack VK says, I love locking up and leaking for dick. That's a little... That's a little explicit. After wearing skirts and dresses, although it's me doing it safely rather than a perpetual mandate, but I can see how it easily corrupted if done without education. Oh, long term, that can cause damage if not done properly. Yeah, thank you. Really good comments. I agree. I mean, you know, orgasm and pleasure denial, there's frisson there, if I'm pronouncing that word correctly. You know, there's excitement and tension, and that's a big part of the whole sexual drama, the psychodrama that is the sexual experience. And I think it's fine to explore. You don't have to do things the right way all the time. You certainly don't have to do things the right way right away. It's okay to try things out and get a little hurt. You know, I'm sure most of us learned how to ride a bike or learned how to climb or balance walking, skateboarding. Some people might have been into skateboarding. You don't get into a lot of things worth doing without getting a little hurt sometimes. So that's why I'm not completely hardline total harm elimination. I'm harm reductionist in a broader sense. I think that it can be harmful to seek or to promote the search for zero harm, because that's just not the way our world is kind of built. And it's better if we can learn some tolerance, distress tolerance, to accept unpleasant sensations and just kind of be present with them. Mindfulness. These things are empowering, and these things enable us to see those sensations or thoughts or experiences to pass on by, which is what they do. Every emotion, every thought, every sensation that comes, goes. Every single one. and getting into a struggle, trying to push them away, trying to run away from them, actually tends to make them stick around longer. That's what the Buddhists are talking about when they talk about attachment. Also, being completely enamored with something or trying to hold on to it can be harmful in some cases. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Good talk, good stream. Thank you all so much for coming. Big love. Sending good energy. Wishing you all very well. Hope things going your way. And, Zelfie with the triple heart treat. 3 times. That's a magic number. Super powered hearts. Gonna break on through to the other side. Yeah. Until next time, there's 3 things I like to ask of my audience to do as best they can without overexerting themselves or stressing themselves out too much. And those are, take care of yourselves. That's one of the big lessons of Evangelion. Number 2, be excellent to each other. Yes, that's a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure reference. I'm a fan. Oh, thanks, Jack VK. And thirdly, finally, smash the fash. Think about what that means. Yeah, there's a time and place, I'm sure, for direct physical violence and confrontation. Sometimes it's necessary. I mean, any government of the world holds that position, obviously, implicitly, with their maintenance and development of violent, oppressive forces and militaries. So I don't think it's too controversial for me to say, it seems sometimes there's a time and a place where violence is necessitated. But smashing the fash is much more than that. It has to do with examining the fascist dictator in your head and really thinking about what cultivates an anti-fascist world. What do we do that would really counteract or erode those fashy vibes that float around and spread around in the world? For my part, I consider compassion to be a really big part of that. But yeah, there's a reason why the things I request go in that order. First, take care of yourselves, then be excellent to others. And that rolls right on into anti-fascist action as well. If somebody is hurting you, if somebody is stressing you out way too much, if somebody is expecting more of your emotional and mental resources than you really have to share at that time, prioritize you. You're the one who's always there for you. Be a good friend to yourselves. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you real soon.